The Price of Dreams, a story of courage and determination. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I have an incredible story that will not only help improve your English listening skills, but also remind you that greatness comes to those who dare to believe in themselves. This story is called The Price of Dreams, and it's about a young woman who refused to let her circumstances define her future. There was a young woman named Maya, 22 years old, living in a bustling city where opportunities seemed to be everywhere, except for people like her. Maya came from a family that had very little. Her mother, Rosa, worked as a seamstress, stitching clothes late into the night. Her father, Thomas, drove a taxi, working 12-hour shifts just to pay rent. Maya's younger brother, Daniel, was 14 and dreamed of going to university one day, but the family could barely afford his school supplies. Maya had graduated from high school with excellent grades, but there was no money for college. While her classmates went off to study business, medicine, and engineering, Maya stayed home, wondering if her dreams would ever become reality. One warm evening, Maya sat on the rooftop of her apartment building, watching the city lights flicker below. She whispered to the stars, "I know I'm capable of more than this, but how do I break free when we can barely survive?" The next morning, Maya made a decision. She said to herself, "Waiting for opportunities won't change anything. I have to create my own path." Maya noticed something interesting. In her neighborhood, many working people didn't have time to cook healthy meals. They relied on expensive fast food or skipped meals altogether. An idea sparked in her mind. What if I could provide affordable, healthy home-cooked meals to busy workers? But there was a problem. Maya had no money to start a business. She didn't even have proper cooking equipment. Most people would have given up right there, but Maya refused to let obstacles stop her. She started small. She asked her mother to teach her how to cook efficiently. Together, they spent evenings experimenting with recipes that were nutritious, delicious, and inexpensive to make. Maya wrote everything down in a notebook: costs, portions, recipes, and time needed. Then came the hardest part: finding her first customers. Maya walked through her neighborhood with handwritten flyers, knocking on doors and talking to people. She said, "Hi, my name is Maya. I'm starting a meal service for busy workers. Fresh, healthy lunches delivered to your door for half the price of restaurant food. Can I prepare a free sample meal for you this week?" Most people shut the door in her face. Some laughed and said, "You? A meal service? You don't even have a kitchen." But Maya didn't let rejection break her spirit. Finally, after 3 days of walking and talking, a young nurse named Lisa said, "You know what? I'll give you a chance. I'm tired of eating junk food at the hospital. Make me lunch for 1 week, and if it's good, I'll pay you and tell my coworkers." Maya was thrilled. That night, she barely slept. She woke up at 5 a.m., borrowed money from her mother to buy ingredients, and cooked her first meal: grilled chicken, brown rice, roasted vegetables, and fresh fruit. When she delivered the meal to Lisa at the hospital, the nurse took one bite and smiled. "This is amazing. How much do I owe you?" Maya had calculated everything carefully. She said, $5 per meal. Lisa's eyes widened. $5? Restaurants charge 15. You're underselling yourself. But Maya replied, "Right now, I need customers more than profit. If people love my food, they'll tell others. That's how I'll grow." By the end of that first week, Lisa had told 5 of her coworkers about Maya's meals. By the second week, Maya had 10 customers. By the end of the month, She was cooking for 20 people every single day. But success didn't come without challenges. One morning, Maya woke up feeling exhausted. Her hands ached from chopping vegetables. Her back hurt from standing for hours. She looked at her mother and said, "Mama, I don't know if I can keep doing this. It's too much." Rosa took her daughter's hands and said, "Maya, do you remember when you were little and you learned to ride a bicycle? You fell so many times, but you got back up. Why? Because you wanted it badly enough. This is no different. If you stop now, you'll never know how far you could have gone." Those words reignited the fire in Maya's heart. Months passed. Maya saved every dollar she earned. She reinvested the money into better ingredients, reusable containers, and even a small delivery bike. Her younger brother Daniel started helping her deliver meals after school. One day, a businessman named Mr. Carter ordered a meal. He was so impressed that he asked to meet Maya. When they sat down, he said, "Young lady, you have something special here. Have you ever thought about expanding?" Maya's heart raced. Expanding? How? Mr. Carter explained, "I manage an office building with 200 employees. If you can provide lunch for them, I'll give you a contract. But you'll need to handle large-scale cooking, packaging, and delivery. Can you do it?" Maya paused. This was the opportunity she had been waiting for, but it was also terrifying. She didn't have a commercial kitchen. She didn't have staff. She didn't even have a business license. But then she remembered something her father once told her. The biggest opportunities come disguised as impossible challenges. Maya looked Mr. Carter in the eye and said, "Yes, I can do it. Give me 2 weeks to prepare." Those 2 weeks were the hardest of Maya's life. She applied for a small business loan and was rejected twice before finally getting approved. She rented a small commercial kitchen space. She hired 2 neighbors who needed work. She registered her business officially and called it Maya's Kitchen. The first day of the contract arrived. Maya and her team prepared 200 meals. Her hands trembled as she loaded the delivery van. What if something went wrong? What if people didn't like the food? But when she arrived at the office building and saw workers smiling, thanking her, and saying, "This is the best lunch we've had in years," she knew she had made it. A year later, Maya's Kitchen was serving over 500 meals a day. She had hired 10 employees, including her mother and brother. Her father quit his exhausting taxi job and became her delivery manager. They moved into a better apartment. Daniel got a scholarship to university. But Maya never forgot where she came from. She started a program offering free meals to homeless shelters every Sunday. She mentored young people from poor neighborhoods, teaching them how to start their own businesses. She became a voice of hope for those who felt trapped by their circumstances. One evening, a journalist interviewed Maya and asked, "What's the secret to your success?" Maya smiled and said, "There's no secret. I simply refused to accept that my life had to stay the same. I learned that nothing worth having comes for free. Not success, not respect, not change. Everything has a price, and that price is hard work, sacrifice, and the courage to keep going when everyone else would quit." Maya's story teaches us powerful lessons. 1. Your circumstances don't define your future. Your choices do. 2. Start where you are with what you have. Perfection is not required to begin. 3. Rejection and failure are not the end. They're part of the journey. 4. When you work hard and stay consistent, people will notice and opportunities will come. 5. True success means lifting others as you climb. Today, Maya stands as proof that dreams don't care where you come from. They only care how badly you want them and how hard you're willing to work. So I ask you, what's your dream? What's stopping you from starting today? Remember, nothing is free, but everything is possible. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. See you in the next video.